Welcome back to the Travel Agency in a Year podcast. Travel Agency in a Year podcast. There we go. Sometimes I speak a little too fast. I'm your host, Rachel Kay, and I'm a travel agency owner helping travel advisors build the business that builds them up, become the CEO, all that fun stuff. If you would like more information, you can head to elevatewithrachelk.com. That's elevate with Rachel K, the letter K.com. Today is day 47. I almost skipped a day. Don't do it, Rachel. And yesterday we talked about creating tips for creating your lead magnet guides and or quizzes. And the day before we talked about creating video lead magnets. And I mentioned a few times in each episode, the email funnel. Don't worry, where this is setting up your email funnel. If you're like, what the heck is an email funnel? Where you have a vague idea and you just think it's too complicated. It is and it isn't. So that's what this episode is about. Lead magnet funnels, setting that up. Step number 1, you need a CRM that can integrate. My preference is Zapier or Zapier. Z as in Zed, zebra, A apple, P Paul, I igloo, E Edward, R Romeo. That is a software that for your first free tasks, or your first 5 tasks, it's free. After that, you got to pay for it. So it depends on how many different tasks you have. But it will integrate 2 completely different softwares to work together. So for example, I know it integrates with Vacation CRM. I'm not fully sure if it integrates with Turn or Travel Joy. And for some reason, the integration with VCRM in my travel agency, the API key doesn't want an API key. But you could do things like have someone fill out a quiz and submit their email, and it would populate the necessary information if you have VCRM into VCRM as a lead. Or it could populate them into your email newsletter CRM to be in a specific funnel, not your full newsletter. Okay. So a funnel is a funnel. Okay. You're trying to get thousands or hundreds of people into a specific number of sales. Let's say you have 1,000 people sign up or even view content showing interest in a lead magnet that you have. They slowly funnel. Of the 1,000, maybe 100 will actually sign up for your lead magnet. And as you send them more information in the email funnel, they'll slowly drop off who doesn't want to work with you. And you'll end up with possibly 10 new clients. Okay. Those are just real basic terms, but that you're funneling them down. You're weeding out the people that aren't as interested in you. So that's what an email funnel is, and that is different from just your newsletter. Do not just funnel them into your newsletter with a lead magnet, because they could just be like, bitch, I just wanted this one guide. I don't want to be in your newsletter. I just wanted this information. If you funnel them in a separate automation, then you really weed them down. And then eventually you can convert them into your into your newsletter from your funnel. So if you go to Zapier's website, just Google it, zapier.com, it'll show you all the different software. It integrates Google form responses with MailChimp, HubSpot, Constant Contact, MailerLite. It can integrate Shopify stuff. There's so many different softwares that they can integrate to work together. So that way you don't have to copy and paste when someone fills out a form. My microphone is being weird. When someone submits a form for your lead magnet or a pop-up window, for example, through your website, web host, or your landing page service that you use, whatever you use, instead of you getting that information, having to download like a CSV or copy and paste all the responses and then put it in your other CRM to start sending them the information, it does that automatically. So you don't have to worry about it. You're asleep. Like you can do whatever you want. You can go back to work. Okay. If you want to have them get like a video, this microphone, if you want them to get access to a video, a replay of a webinar, or um, just like a video that you've recorded as a lead magnet, um, this is specifically for like replays or just one time recordings. You can create, like, upload it to a YouTube account and make sure it's unlisted. And then you can share that link. So that means it's not going to be, they can't find it on your channel, but they can get access to it if there is a link shared. Okay. It's not going to show up on your channel. If you do private, you have to manually enter the email addresses. That's not, no, don't do that. You might be able to use Zapier for that. But I never have tried it. So don't quote me on that. Now, if you are inviting them to attend a webinar, you can have them fill out a Google form response. It'll populate into a spreadsheet and it'll add them to your webinar service if you do it in, like, I know my course software and even the software I use for my podcast, I can just pop up a webinar and I could use Zapier once someone submits a Google form to give them the invitation to the webinar information. So that's another way you can use Zapier as well. But if it's a recorded video, you probably want to embed it in the email. So you want to make sure that your CRM that you're using has those capabilities. And what is the investment for said CRM? I know a ton of agents that I mentor and just like work with and have gotten to know over the years love Flowdesk. They love it. I'm not sure what the cost is, but they love the way it looks. They love the way it feels. So that's an option you could look into. Another one that I like personally is MailerLite. It's free for so many emails per month. I believe 500 emails per month. So that's a really great place to start. And you can create templates in there for your automations or your campaigns in general. And then you just copy the template over and rewrite any of the copy or change the photos out, whatever. You can embed video in MailerLite. I know that for sure. And you can set up automations that are separate from your campaigns and you can name them for your different lead magnets. So obviously Flowdesk probably does the same thing. You can also do it via Constant Contact. I did use Constant Contact for a few years. I wasn't a fan myself, but everyone's different. There's also HubSpot. There's so many different ones that you could look into. But I know Flowdesk is very popular with the travel advisors. Okay. Where you create your lead magnets, like I mentioned, the unlisted YouTube video link, or if it's like a quiz, or if it's like a Canva link to a guide or PDF, whatever, wherever you create that lead magnet should also be able to integrate with Zapier if you use Zapier. Now, I don't know of any other software services that zap tasks together like Zapier, so I don't have any other recommendations. I'm sorry. You can also check the CRM you're using, like Flowdesk, to see if it can all be automated in there. So I know with MailerLite, I can create a pop-up windows and then I can have an email inside MailerLite. Like I don't like pop-up windows myself. I'm always like, get out of my way. So I'm never going to use a pop-up on my websites. But you could have a pop-up that's like, hey, you want this free guide? Name and email. And then with MailerLite, with that pop-up, it can automatically take that information and put it into one of the, they call them automations. And you can set up like a multiple day email funnel in there and it's all in one place. Now, and you can attach the guide in there or have the Canva link in the first email. And you can set how far apart funnel emails can be sent. You can do it after one day. You can do it several days apart. You can do them all in one day if you want to, but they're probably going to unsubscribe real fast. But there's all sorts of different little things you can do with the automations and funnels inside these CRMs. But you want to make sure that it all can integrate with one another. So just because one software is really pretty doesn't mean it's going to coincide with the other software. Say you are creating a quiz and you use a specific type of software that's you can't really integrate it with your CRM. That's going to cause a lot of problems and frustration. So before you make any investment in whatever you decide to do to create your lead magnet, make sure that it all aligns across the board with your email funnel. You're like, why didn't you tell me this 3 days ago, Rachel? I already started. This is a nightmare. You're only 3 days in. Calm down. You can start over quick. Once you do set up your email funnel, which tomorrow's episode is going to be what's included in the funnel, like things you can include. But once you set it up, you want to test it from start to finish. You could have it live if you want, and especially you're fine if you're just like newbie travel advisor, or maybe your business has been kind of slow. Like, don't worry, you're not getting thousands of hits on your website. You can have it be live and test it out. But a lot of these things allow you to test everything out as well before it's published. So you want to test it from start to finish to make sure that, so if your funnel is like, let's say 2 weeks long, the emails that are coming after the lead magnet, you want to wait 2 weeks before you make it live and like see if you like how it is. And at the same time, I think yesterday I mentioned have a friend, colleague, or family member review not only the lead magnet, but be like, hey, can I put you in this funnel to test it? Can we test these emails? And you can send them all the test emails all at once to see if they like the copy, the layout, if they have any suggestions or feedback for you. You can do that too. You don't have to be like, now you got to wait 2 weeks. But you also want to make sure your funnel's working before you publish it fully and like present it to the world with your lead magnet. I'm recommending your funnel should be at least 3 additional, like 3 emails minimum. Like, here's your thing that I promised you for your email. Maybe like you could do one other email with multiple tips in it. And then you could do one other email like, thanks for reading all my emails so far. You can unsubscribe here. Or also, if you don't, you're going to be funneled into my newsletter. Don't say funneled into my newsletter, but after this, you're going to be receiving our newsletter. You should probably do more emails, but you don't have to, is what I'm saying. Like, you want to make sure that if they're already giving you their email, they're a pretty warm lead. They want free information. They already are interested in what you have to say outside of what you've posted on social media. So they're like, oh, I want to do this for free. So they're a little warmed up to you already. So don't go too crazy with your emails. And make sure, again, they're in your brand voice. They're aligned with your ICA that you want to offer products and services to for your travel business. Okay, so that's all about setting up the lead magnet funnel. Just kind of things that you need to keep in mind before you start this endeavor of being like, I've got a whole new lead magnet. Or maybe you've already got a lead magnet, but you just have the pop up and the lead magnet, and you maybe don't have a real funnel afterwards. The funnel is something that you should have after people sign up for free lead magnets. You could also do low cost lead magnets, by the way. Like, you could, all of these past episodes, all of these things, including the quiz, you could offer them as something that they could give you like $5 to $15 for. And that's even a greater sign that they're probably going to work with you, or they're going to have you at top of mind because they've already made a personal investment, giving you their name and email, and they've given you money. even though it's just like 15 bucks or $10 or $7, like they're already like, okay. And then if you can over deliver via the email funnel, then they're going to be like, this is way more value than that $5 to $15 or even the free product. And you can make a little extra income on the side too. Like, hmm, something to think about. So I hope you found this helpful. And tomorrow's episode, we're going to be talking about what should be included in your funnel, like just tips. And if you like this episode, please subscribe. If you haven't already, share it with someone you know that's like, I got this lead magnet and they don't have a funnel set up. They should have a funnel. And otherwise, have a great day.